up? Hi, hello, my name is Natalie. Thank you so much for clicking on this video, and today I'm going to be sharing with you all the amazing vegan places that I ate in Texas. And of course, I'm going to be rating it on my bread scale of 1 to 10 to show you which ones you need to try and which ones that maybe you shouldn't. I'm honestly really excited to show you guys some of these places that I tried. When you think of Texas, you don't typically think of vegan food or vegan options. And it's so funny because some of these places really blew me away. Like, you think of like New York, California, all these places having all these amazing vegan foods, and then it's like Texas, but they had so many good vegan options. Now, we're specifically mainly talking about Austin, Texas, and I took a little bit of a detour to San Antonio, but for the most part, this is Austin, Texas. Now, I was in Texas for a whole month, so believe me when I say that I tried to hit every single vegan spot and more while I was there. Now, not all of these places that I ate at are fully vegan, but of course the ones that weren't obviously had vegan options for me, and I will be telling you which ones are full vegan and which ones have vegan options. So let's just jump into it. These are in no particular order, but let's start with number 1, the Soup Peddler. The Soup Peddler is a little spot in Austin that has vegan options. This is not fully vegan, but they do have a lot of smoothies, and they actually have some vegan grilled cheese. They are also gluten-free as well, so that's nice for people who are gluten-free. Now, this is kind of like a small place. It almost looked like a little shack on the side of the road. It was kind of a part of a few other shops, but they did have some very interesting smoothie options. There was one where it was like carrot and chocolate, which was so bizarre. I definitely didn't get it. I'm not that adventurous. But what I did get was I ended up getting this gluten-free vegan grilled cheese and a mango and orange smoothie. Now, the grilled cheese was honestly not that good. It was really dry and kind of flavorless. There was just not much to it. I was super hungry, so of course I ate it and I didn't want to waste it, but let me tell you, this is not the place you want to go if you are super hungry. If you're just looking for a smoothie, I would say maybe, but this place definitely did not blow me away in any way, shape, or form. But if you're looking for a smoothie place, this might be good for you because my friend did enjoy hers, but I was just not a big fan of it. I'm not a big fan of smoothies in general, so that's probably why I wasn't a fan. So honestly, I would rate this place a 5 out of 10 just because personally it's not a place for me. The grilled cheese wasn't good. If you're a big smoothie person, maybe this is for you, but for me personally, I'm going to give it a 5 out of 10 breads. So next on the list is Soto Sushi. This is another place in Austin and it has vegan options, but it is not a vegan restaurant. Now, this one was pretty pricey, okay? If you're trying to go all out, if you love sushi like I do, and you want to spend all your cash on food, this is the place for you. Honestly, I'm the type of person who I won't spend money on clothes, but I will like drop a ton of money on a really good food place because I am just obsessed with food. So if you're not like that, this is probably not going to be the place for you because I dropped like $150 on this dinner, okay? Yes, I don't have the money for that. I don't know why I did it. I don't regret it, but if you're really trying to be bougie and fancy, this is the place for you. Now, this one doesn't appear to actually have vegan options on their menu, but what my friend and I wanted to do was an omakase. An omakase is when the sushi chef decides what you are going to eat. It's usually about like a 10-course meal. So I asked ahead of time if the chef could do a vegan version of that, and they agreed. So that is what my friend and I ended up doing. We spent way too much money, but oh my God, you guys, it was just so good, unbelievable. We had so many courses. I was like so full at the end of it. I like was having a really hard time finishing it, but everything that they made was just made with such like care, and it was just so flavorful, and they almost tried to like match what my friend was having. So my friend was having the non-vegan version, and every dish that they brought out, it almost was like they were trying to pair the two, where what I was having was kind of similar what she was having, but a vegan version, which was really, really nice to see. I appreciate these kinds of things because when you get an omakase, it's almost like an event. Me and my friend were there for about 2 hours eating this food because they bring it out to you one by one. You take your time eating it. They explain each and every course and you really appreciate the food. So I would have to give this place, honestly, a 10 out of 10. I was super impressed with it. If I ever went back to Austin, I will definitely be going to this place again and be spending way too much money. Okay, now moving on to number 3 was Plow Burger. This was a food truck in Austin and it is an all vegan food truck. This was especially fun because it actually had an outdoor picnic area where you could sit outside with little lights and other food trucks as well. Now this is just your typical American food. They had vegan burgers, vegan french fries, vegan wings. Yes, wings. I am obsessed with vegan wings. I don't know what it is. I can't get enough of them. I will eat them all day. So my friend and I decided to split some things. We got 2 vegan wings. We got buffalo and barbecue, and then we also got one of their regular burgers and just added some like shoestring onions to it, and it was delicious. Now, if I'm being honest, I was actually more impressed with the burger. I thought it was really good, but the wings I wasn't as impressed with. It was almost like some of them were good and some of them weren't. It can be inconsistent. Like I feel like some wings are more dense than others and some wings are a little bit softer than others, but I found the buffalo ones seem to be more consistent. I don't know why. And they have a little bone inside of them made out of like a pineapple core, we think, because it's edible. You can eat it. You shouldn't because it's not that great, but you can eat it. So I would probably give this a 7.5 out of 10 breads just because the wings could be a little bit inconsistent, but honestly, we went there a bunch of times and we really enjoyed it. So if you are in the area and it is not too far, I definitely do suggest you go try it and especially get the burger. So number 4 on the list is Plow Bao. This is another food truck in Austin and it's actually in the same realm as Plow Burger. So I personally got the crab ragoons and pan-fried pork dumplings. These were okay. I feel like maybe I just chose the wrong options. When I was going into it, I was imagining those like fluffy bao buns that I've had before, and I love them. They're like clouds in your mouth. It's so fun. And I knew I wasn't getting that with the crab ragoons, but I thought the pork dumplings would be like that because their whole truck is like bao buns on the truck. So I was thinking everything was like that. I don't know why. But anyways, it ended up all being like fried wonton type things. So these were like okay to me. My issue was that the crab ragoons, it had so much cream cheese in it and it was just too much. It was too much cream cheese for me. I actually enjoyed the pork dumplings a lot better, especially with the sauces that they gave. They gave you like some sauces to dip in, and they even gave you like some little wonton cracker things to also dip in their sauces, which was really nice. For me, it was just too much like fried stuff. It like made me feel gross afterwards, which I didn't like. And I'm sure they have other things on their menu that do have bao buns. I just, for some reason, couldn't find it that day. So for that reason, I would probably give it a 6 out of 10 breads. Okay, so number 5 on the list is Jinya Ramen Bar. I hope I'm saying that right. This is another place in Austin, Texas that has vegan options. It is not an all vegan place. Now this one I actually really enjoyed. I think it's kind of rare to find vegan ramen. There was 2 vegan options for ramen. I got one of them and my friend got the other. So my friend got the spicy creamy vegan ramen and I got the flying vegan harvest. She had more of like a creamy base, which was really cool, and it wasn't that spicy, which was nice. Mine was on the more spicier, meatier side. And on top of this, I got a bao bun. I was so excited that at least here I could get a bao bun, and they had like a vegan Beyond patty inside, I believe, with some like sauce. On top of that, it was not that expensive and they have huge portions. This was huge. I think it was only like $12 for that whole thing of ramen. I don't remember how much the bao bun was, but like for the ramen itself to only be $12, that was pretty good. So I would give this a 9 out of 10 breads. I definitely suggest if you're in the area, you go there. If I'm ever in the area again, I will definitely be going again. So number 6 on the list is Rebel Cheese. This is another place in Austin that is an all vegan wine and deli shop. So this place was actually only accepting takeouts, so my friend and I got a charcuterie plate. Now this came with 3 cheeses. It came with dried fruit, it came with jelly, grapes, some crackers, 3 pieces of bread, and mustard. Now this was $22, and let me just say, we did not get enough for how much we paid. We barely got any crackers, which was super disappointing. The vegan meat on the plate, I think it was supposed to be like a salami, was not good at all. I really did enjoy the cheeses, but again, there just wasn't enough crackers. Luckily, we had crackers at home, so we were able to like use some of them. But I think just for $22, I expected a little bit more. So it was fun to try it, but they looked like they had a lot of like crazy fun vegan cheeses. I think I would have rather tried the ones that I saw that I liked. But as for the cheeses themselves, I think they were pretty good. So honestly, I would give this place an 8 out of 10. I did like bump down points because of just the pricing versus what we got. I suggest you go. I just suggest that maybe don't get the plate that we got. So number 7 on the list is True Food Kitchen. This is another place in Austin that has vegan options on the menu. So we actually got pizza and noodles. Now the pizza actually had like butternut squash, cranberries, cashew ricotta, kale and onions on it, and this I really enjoyed. I thought the crust was great. I thought all the things that they put on top was great. I think the cashew ricotta could have been a little bit saltier. It just kind of lacked a little bit of flavor, which was disappointing, but overall the pizza was pretty good. And then the noodles were like a Korean glass noodle type of dish, and we did not enjoy that. My friend and I got the exact same thing, and we didn't really like it very much. There was just something about it. The taste wasn't that good. The noodles were kind of weird. Maybe it's just because I had never had glass noodles before. So for this one, I would give it a 7.5 out of 10 breads. I think they had some good options for vegans, which I appreciated. I really enjoyed the pizza, but the noodles were just not that great. Okay, and number 8 is Milky Way Shakes. This is another place in Austin, Texas, and it is an all vegan milkshake food truck. Oh my gosh. I could not say enough amazing things about this place. Honestly, best milkshake I've ever had in my life, period. So this is actually in another separate vegan food truck corner. There's a lot of food trucks in Austin, but they also have kind of like cute tables and chairs outside. They have little games that you can play, and this place had so many cool milkshake options. I got the one called the Violet. This was like a blueberry lavender meringue with candied flowers. It was so cute. There was little like, almost like little whipped cream poofs on top. They were actually the meringues. I thought that like meringue was gonna be like mixed into the milkshake. No, they're like little cookies. There was little cookies on the milkshake. I get way too excited about food. This is one where I would give it a 10 out of 10. If you are in Austin, Texas, you have to go if you have not tried it. Also in this same area, there was another vegan food truck. Actually, I think all the food trucks in this little place were all vegan. It's like a vegan food truck party, basically. And this other one that I tried was called Nom Burgers, and I got the vegan breakfast sandwich, and it was just so good. My friend did not believe that this was vegan. She took a bite of it too and was like, "Are you sure that this is vegan? Like, are you positive?" When you get the stamp of approval from somebody who's not vegan and can like not tell if this is vegan or not, that's how you know it's good. Now let me tell you, this vegan egg and cheese was probably the best vegan egg and cheese I've ever had. I was so convinced that this was like real cheese. My friend also tried like a chicken one, I believe, like a hot vegan fried chicken sandwich, and that was really good too. So I'm gonna give this also a 10 out of 10. I think you just need to try that whole area. There was like a vegan taco truck. I think there was like a kombucha truck or something. So this is definitely like a must go to. I think it's totally worth the trip. It had so many good vegan options in there, and I was super impressed with every single one of them. So moving on to number 10 is a place called 1618. This is a restaurant in Austin that has vegan options on the menu. This is kind of like an Asian fusion type of place. So I got the tofu satay and the tofu curry, and both of these were really good. I really enjoyed the tofu skewers. They had a really good like peanut sauce that you dipped them in, and then also the tofu curry was really good. But there was a sad part of this, was that they had potatoes in it, and not just any potatoes, but like boiled potatoes. But other than that, it was really good. I really enjoyed it. I would probably give this like an 8 out of 10 breads. So moving on to number 11 is a place called Biga on the Banks. Now this one was actually in San Antonio, specifically on the river walk that they have there, which was absolutely beautiful. Oh my goodness, if you've never visited San Antonio or have never heard of it, it is so beautiful. My friend and I were just like blown away with how cool it was. It's a totally outside like river walk where they have shops and food and boats going by and lights. We ended up closing out the night at this restaurant that had some vegan options. Now there was not many vegan options, so I called the restaurant ahead of time, and on their menu that night they had a special that was like a Korean dish that was made with like sticky rice and veggies. On the menu it said that they put an egg on it, but obviously they took that off for me and made it fully vegan, which was awesome. The service was really nice. Like that was something that really stood out to us. And even once we finished the bowl, which was super good, they came by and offered to make us a vegan cheesecake. That was not on the menu, by the way. They said that they would just make it for us, and it ended up tasting really good. So we were super happy with it. I would give it a 9 out of 10 breads just because of how nice they were and how good the food was, and that they really just did accommodate me. Okay, so moving on to number 12 is another food truck called Conscious Cravings. This is also in Austin, Texas. All vegan, which is really nice, but honestly wasn't that good. So I got like an eggless tofu wrap that was supposed to be like a vegan egg salad, and then I also got a vegan pina colada smoothie, and let me just say, I barely could finish the meal, to be honest with you guys. I just wasn't getting what I expected to get. It was nothing like a vegan egg salad. It was completely different, and the smoothies were just literally so grainy that they were unedible. Like they must have used like a powder mix or something to make the smoothie, and it just was not good. It was such a shame. So I literally would have to give this like a 3 out of 10 breads. It just was not good. I wouldn't go here if I were you, unfortunately. So moving on to number 13 is a place called Neighborhood Sushi. Now this is another place in Austin. It's a pretty nice restaurant that has vegan options. Now this one is again pretty fancy. When we went to eat sushi, we went a little bougie, we went a little crazy, and we don't regret it. But we did something different this time. We ordered off the menu. We did not do a chef special. We did not do an 8-course meal. Now this place actually had a lot of vegan options, specifically vegan nigiri sushi. They had corn, they had mushrooms, they had peppers, avocado, even like a sweet and spicy eggplant that they put on top of one, which was literally my favorite. It was so good. And then they also had like that fried tofu pocket, which I think is called inari, but those are actually like my favorite. When I was in Japan, I would get them all the time. All of these things were like flavored in really cool ways. They added like little things on top, like there were some like crunchies on some of them, and they were super good. Now the only thing I have to say about these is that the portions were really small, so I was kind of left feeling hungry, even though I already spent like 50 bucks. So I would probably give this one a 9 out of 10. I can't give it a 10 out of 10 just because for the prices, honestly, you did not get a lot. Okay, and then our final one, number 14, was Jeni's Ice Cream. This is another place in Austin that we actually went to after we got sushi because I was still hungry. Now, I think when I got there was about 3 vegan options, and I tried 2 of them. The one I tried was a dark chocolate version, and then there was also a flavor called Texas Sheet Cake. Now, the dark chocolate, I wasn't that crazy about. I felt like it kind of lacked a lot of flavor, but the Texas Sheet Cake was really good. It almost had little like bite-sized cookie pieces in there. They do give you like pretty small scoops, but it is good for portion control, I guess. So overall, I think I would rate it an 8 out of 10 breads. Honestly, if you're gonna try one, definitely try the Texas Sheet Cake. I think that was probably the best vegan option that they had, and I really enjoyed it. All right, you guys, well, that is going to be it for me. Thank you so much for watching. Please like down below if you enjoyed it, and comment and let me know if I missed any places or what places you would want to try, and subscribe if you haven't yet. I upload every single week, usually on Fridays. I'll see you next time. Bye.